Hello world, Switch here again. And this is a video I've been meaning to make for a long time, but I've been inspired to do so by a guy called Richard J. Murphy. He's Professor of Accounting at Sheffield University, I believe. Anyway, he's well informed, he does lots of videos. Check out his channel, I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, he's talking about ideologies and isms. I completely agree with him. So the title of this video is All Isms Are Schisms. And I put it in an NLP playlist because it's linguistic thing and a group thing, so it's actually very important to know what goes on. So yeah, words like communism and socialism and capitalism are kind of frozen concepts. All words have concepts associated with them, you know, links to images or sounds or any kind of physical recording, which we call memories. And that's essentially how NLP works. Or is able to work. But is when you freeze a process, say communism, when I've spoken to people what they mean, they always say Russian kind of Stalinism. They don't actually say that, but that's what they mean. They mean the kind of massive apartment blocks and the boring monotony of it all and the lack of freedom and all that stuff, which I can well understand. It's a dictatorship, I don't like that either. But actually, when you to the roots of the word communism, is to do with communes, and people were living together in kind of harmony and friendship and so forth. Like the Paris Commune, a bit revolutionary, but you know, essentially people power. Didn't really work out well entirely, but it kind of worked. And people, I've been to America a few times, USA and Canada, and I've spoken to people what they mean by socialism, and they go, "Ooh, socialism," as if it's bad. When I point out what it really means, at least for me, and point out what that fucking shit health system they got, for example, they think, "Oh, perhaps socialism is bad after all." I've had that experience quite a few times. It's quite amazing. People are so bound by the beliefs. I did a video yesterday about this. It's amazing. I know why. I'm pretty sure I know why. It's because we all need to belong. All of us. It's human nature. It's built into our genes. We're born into families. We're kind of trained to belong. Yeah, our memories are belonging, people around us belonging, being comforted, being shouted at, being screamed at or whatever, or having some comfort or touching or or playing games, all that stuff. Around a campfire, whatever, in a cave, doesn't matter. Long history, way before history, in fact. Pre-history stuff. Before writing. And before recording. And these groups are what underpin the isms. Now, most groups are okay. I say okay because in practice they're not really okay. I heard of a book reading group once who spoke about a guy who kind of joined it and then became the manager. The boss of the group. Because he's a bully type and he was the group's boss, so they let him for a while. But he wasn't that keen on reading books, as it turned out. People are weird, they are strange. And this need to belong is so strong that people join groups like churches and religions, and the groups need to have simple language, simple memes, simple ideas to bind the group together, because everyone in the group has to share the same culture, and the same means simple. Can be a little complex to some people. They kind of form, subgroups of their own. But basically, the groups have simple language and simple ideas. Too simple, really. Too simple. The big problem, from a science and sense point of view, is the beliefs that are not well grounded, not well founded. I was spoken to Christians about this. I said, well, they take the Bible as physical evidence of what you believe in. I said, okay. Do you agree the whole lot? They say, no. New Testament, mostly. Old Testament, kind of weird. So, not the Bible, half the Bible, 1/3, whatever the side is, I'm not sure. So, the New Testament, and then to ask, well, do you believe in every chapter, every verse? No. Which bits? In other words, they've got a selective choice. So when they say, well, believe what the Bible says, no, they want to believe some bits of the Bible, some chunks. They select things that appeal to them, that work for them, which is fine. I don't object to that in principle. But one could do with any book. I took a book of poetry of the Prophet. I can't remember his name now. That's a good book. That's quite inspiring. Talk about peace and things. It's a really useful book. I think I've still got it somewhere. And I'll give it. You can take works of art or nature or anything as inspiration, which I do, as many do. You don't have to believe in a bloody book, especially when you believe in particular bits of it. I've met men who are homophobic Christians, and they quote St. Paul as their source because he says something of that nature. I don't know quite what, don't care really. But then I point out, well, surely there's a hierarchy to the Bible. I thought JC is the top guy, so okay. And the Sermon on the Mount, and love your neighbour as yourself and all that stuff. And the parable of the mountain and all that. And they go, okay. So, the whole thing is just absurd, really. It gets worse. I've did a separate video, I mentioned it else before, but I'll say it again. I went to Coventry Cathedral as I had joined the youth group there. Long story, but we got there. Wasn't really happy about it, but there I was. And I had a choice when I was about 14 to 15 to check out the confirmation classes where you became a fully fledged, member of the clan. Becoming adult. You choose age 16 or earlier. Do you want out? Basically, it's not inclusive. It's exclusive. Not caring. It's fuck off. Really odd beliefs and just bonkers practices. Anyway, I'm this guy there who was a priest guy, and I didn't like him at all. He's quite not kind of quite pushy, quite bossy himself, quite arrogant, quite adamant, strong voice. And this poor girl, 14-year-old girl, I won't go her name, but he was going, we have to, I think it was the Apostles' Creed or something, but she clearly didn't agree with it, thought it was silly. And she kind of squirmed and said, do I have to? I said, yeah, but you don't belong. She said, okay then, I swear. And, she did that purely to belong. There's no other reason. There's no reason to it at all, altogether. Well, there's reasons, not sound ones. And this priest guy accepted it, because he said, I swear, even though he clearly observed discomfort and he knew about it, and okay, just swallow it, or else you don't belong. And that's called caring. Oh! And it gets even worse than that. The extreme case, in my view, Israelis right now, not all, but a lot. Absolutely insane idiots. Making all kinds of excuses and wiping out Palestinians by the score, by the hundreds, by the thousands in the process, and all nasty torture things, horrible stuff. All the names of God or other. Jeez. Yeah. It's not just isms that are schisms. It's groups. Groups go bonkers. Often. Nazis, key example. I'll give you another one. I think it's the Jonestown Massacre, so called, in the USA. I think it was 1970 or something. Apparently there's this ultra extreme Christian group, led by this charismatic plant, who persuaded them all that heaven's a good idea, let's go there. And so they all agreed to drink this poison. I think it's strychnine. And it's put in Kool-Aid. That's the phrase, don't drink the Kool-Aid. This is what I'm told by some American people I spoke to when I went there. And they killed their children first. All in the name of some belief that heaven is better. Which it may well be, I don't know, but doesn't sound sane to that really. It's a bit quite odd to actually assume it's better. Believe it's better. When few people have any idea really. Some do apparently. And it is better. But to do that pure belief? Insanity. Just utter insanity. And it's all around the world. Including here in the UK, where we have political parties. They are also bonkers. They are also isms and schisms. On a grand scale. Utterly fucking bonkers behaviour. Bonkers arrangements. Bonkers structure. Just divided from the outset. I don't know, I can't work out how this happens. I've tried to perhaps, well, some people know it was better than I do can help, but I've tried to figure it out from an evolution scientific point of view how these divisions occur, and it really doesn't make sense. Families are going to be separate neighbours to some extent. But even, the old ways of living was better in some ways. In Borneo, people lived in long huts, wooden huts. Grandparents at one end, parents at one end, other end, children in the middle. So the grandparents were cared for by the parents, and the grandparents cared for the children. So the parents got back. All working together, as people should. Not divided as we are in brick houses and separate. Not the neighbours things. It's really, really chronic division. Don't know why, but it's there. Sick stuff. Bad news. Groups that are not well informed, not well founded in their beliefs, like most scientists are, but some even ignore UFOs to this day. Do their best to ignore them. And crop circles, despite the evidence on YouTube itself of ghost crop circles. It's amazing, these beliefs, just utterly stunning how dangerous they are. That foundation, completely bloody bonkers results. Unreal, don't match reality, delusional, dangerous, dickheads, all. Anyway, that's enough of my NLP for now. Au revoir.